Hello, we're here today to tell you why we really enjoyed our Royal Caribbean cruise.
Symphony of the Seas, as a matter of fact.
We had a hard time keeping it down to 5 things, but we want to just keep it with 5 reasons why we really enjoyed the Royal Caribbean and why we would definitely choose them again over any other cruise line. And the first one is that it was just top of the line. From the minute we walked on the ship, we could tell that everything was top notch. It had the solarium, which was the adult only area where you could go enjoy peace and quiet and hot tubs and shade or sun, plus a bar, plus a restaurant that was for 18 and up. Also top of the line because it had things like an outdoor space that had plants and grass and benches and just things that you would see at a park, basically. It was called Central Park, in fact. And then also just top of the line because you could just tell that everything was very, very perfect. It was everything you'd want it to be, knowing that you were about to be on a ship for a whole week or 5 days.
Yeah, it was very clean. I was super impressed at how clean it was, like especially like the Central Park area that she's talking about was just immaculate. Like there was not a blade or the wasn't grass, but like everything was like manicured perfectly. And even at night, it was kind of cool because they'd turn on these little cricket sounds, and it was just kind of like relaxing and peaceful. You're just like, oh, the crickets are out. What else? Yeah, the solarium was nice if you wanted to kind of get away from like all the, I didn't feel like there was a bunch of kids, but like there is a bunch of noise by the pools, and if you wanted to kind of escape that was a nice touch, but it was super nice.
And so that leads us into number 2. You kind of already said the word clean. The ship was so clean. So yes, the Central Park area was nice and clean, but every area was nice and clean. They were constantly cleaning the bathroom. Anytime I was in one of the public bathrooms, there was someone in there cleaning the bathroom. Our staterooms were very, very clean. The restaurants were clean. We just never felt like we were on a ship with 6,000 other people. It's constantly being cleaned, and we were constantly being asked to washy.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it was super clean. Even our, what's it called? Like stateroom, like I guess the guy in charge, he would go in and like actually arrange my dirty workout clothes that I had in the bathroom. And I was like, why would you even, like, it was totally unnecessary, but he did it anyway. So I was very impressed with that because I didn't even want to touch him. And yeah, I mean, they just go out of their way to make things nice. And she said 6,000 people. I think with crew and everything and employees, it's like 8,000 people on that boat. So it's pretty amazing what they're capable of.
And tell them what washy means.
Washy. So, oh my gosh, there's this guy, and I hope it's on some of these videos, but there's a guy when you go into the main dining or like the, what was it called? The Windjammer dining area. He sits there and plays the little guitar, and he's like, washy, wash your hands, washy. And that's his job. It would drive me crazy, but they really make sure you wash your hands. I guess this is a thing ever since COVID, obviously, but just seeing that they are conscious of it and making these people, be conscious of washing your hands and staying clean just so you're not spreading germs and stuff.
The third thing that we really enjoyed about the Royal Caribbean was that there's more choices for everything. So when it comes to restaurants, there were lots of choices that we could choose from, whether we wanted to eat at the steakhouse, there was an Italian restaurant, there was sushi. There's lots of things I'm probably just forgetting to mention, but there were also several areas where you could go and eat when it was a mealtime that were covered and included in the cost of your cruise. So that was pretty neat. And so definitely having more choices. There was more entertainment. There were 2 casinos, like I had mentioned earlier, and just lots of different pockets of places you could go sit and chat with friends that were on the cruise with you, or even just people watch.
Yeah, I really enjoyed one of the shows was called Hero. It's spelled Hyro, but because it's tightroping and high diving, so I think it's Hyro, but everybody kept saying Hero. I call it Hyro. It was so amazing because think about it, you're on a ship that's in the ocean and it's doing this stuff. And it was windy. And these guys and girls are on these tight ropes and attached to these cables and flipping all around and doing dives. And it was just amazing. Because the pool, I mean, obviously it's bigger than this, but I mean, it's a tiny pool that they're diving into. And just the entertainment, we really like comedy. They had a comedy show every night. Now, granted, it was 2 comedians, and they kind of did the same shows, but that was fun. I don't know, is the workout facilities, is that entertainment?
Well,
I kind of lump that in with entertainment and cleanliness.
Yeah, it was a nice...
Or amenities, I guess. I guess that can be part of this category. The workout facility is super nice, super clean.
The slides.
The flow rider. They had 2 flow riders. The slides were huge.
So yeah, definitely a lot more choices than on any other cruise line we've been
on.
The
only other meal that we enjoyed outside of the regular dining was the sushi, which to me was excellent. The sushi was great. I just feel like when you're on a cruise, I don't really care to go to a steakhouse or an Italian thing, right?
Yeah. So
because you kind of get those with your meal, but you don't have sushi. We didn't have any sushi options with our meals.
So I would say that number 4 on our list would be the size of the stateroom, and we had a balcony. So we had a nice size stateroom with a desk area so that we could work, which we did do some work from our cruise since we can work from anywhere, and we do have clients that are reaching out to us. And then it had a couch, so we were able to put our things on the couch and sit on the couch if we wanted to. And then a really nice size bathroom. So that was important to us, to have a nice size stateroom that, again, was clean and had a nice balcony.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the couch because me personally, I want to go on a cruise and just sit on the couch. No, I'm kidding, but it was nice. The balcony especially, if you're going to go on a cruise, get a balcony room. It's worth it. I know it's a little bit more, but to me, it's worth it. Like the sunrise, the sunset, if you happen to be in your room, the sunrise really, because that's when you're definitely in your room. You may not be there for sunset, but that was nice. There was one rainy day at sea, and it was so nice. It was a perfect opportunity to take a nap and have your door open and just hear the waves crashing and the rain, and it was like magical. So that was pretty cool. I don't know.
Let's move on to our final. No, we've got one more. Let's move on to our final. Good thing I'm keeping count. Somebody in the group can count. Our final reason why we really liked the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line was the ease of getting on and off the ship. When we first got there to get on the ship, we of course arrived an hour or 2 early, like probably most people do, and it was no question, no problem. We were able to just get right in. We checked in, of course, ahead of time and did all the health questionnaires and whatnot, but it literally took 10 minutes to have the Uber driver drop us off, take our luggage, drop it off, and then go through all the things you have to go through to get on the boat. And then to get off the boat, since we chose to get our passports this time, we had to renew them, but we've in the past just used birth certificates, which was fine. But with Royal Caribbean, they do something a little different, or at least with this cruise, it was a little different. When we got off the boat, because of our passports, we got to bypass the whole line of people that had their birth certificates. And I checked in with a few people that stood in line, and they stood in line for over an hour to get off the boat because of the length of the birth certificate line. So with the passports, we were able to go to a face recognition exit where there were about 5 or 6 stations we could go to, and as soon as we walked up and it did face recognition, we were good to go. We could just walk right off the boat and get back into the crowd of trying to find an Uber driver. Yeah,
that's right. I can't imagine when you get off the boat, you're so ready to just kind of be off and done and like out of the whole port scene, and to have to stand in that line, that would drive me nuts. So super glad we did the passport route. That's definitely helpful. But the best part about the whole entire trip is that it was free.
It was free.
We won it through our company, which was a huge incentive that we actually won. So that was super nice. It was great spending time, with a bunch of our friends and coworkers and health coaches and stuff. And, just we tried to stay healthy on the cruise. Does that mean we didn't eat a lot of the food. No, I mean, we still did that, but we still had something to fall back on when we got off to get back in our healthy routine, and we just had the best time, and it was a great cruise. I highly recommend Symphony of the Seas because I think it's a great ship.
Yep. And so we want to just thank y'all for tuning in and listening to our 5 top reasons of why we really enjoyed our Royal Caribbean cruise. And as you know, we did a second Royal Caribbean cruise, just as nice, and Royal Caribbean is just first class, I will have to say. That's definitely going to be our cruise line of choice next time we are going on our cruise that we pay for and have a great time on.
And as you know, this site is really going to be for our RV and fifth wheel travels, but our our rig is currently in the shop being worked on, even though we've only used it once. So we're waiting on it to get fixed, then we're going to hit the road and hopefully chronicle our journeys out and about, and hope to meet some of you guys on the road and maybe on a cruise, who knows. But until next time,
That's it.
stay safe. Peace.